Niina, or in Ravelry, I'm ninima, and I live in Jyväskylä in central Finland with my husband and our 2 kids and a dog. And this is the second episode of my podcast called NiinaNknitting. I recorded the last one about 3 weeks ago, but it's summer, places to go, people to meet, stuff to do. I've not had time to podcast. I'm in the forest and I have tons of little friends flying around. Sorry about that. It's July 26th and it's 8 p.m. It's been a really hot day, so if I seem sweaty to you, that's because I am. It's still 26 degrees centigrade, so that's a little under 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And yeah, it's been a nice warm day. I have a blog. I haven't updated it for quite a while now, but I'll try to fix that in the near future. My blog's called NiinaNknitting, so inventive. So that's NiinaNknitting.blogspot.fi. And then I have made a group for my podcast. You can find it in Ravelry as NiinaNknitting. So 3 weeks ago, I had my first finished project on the needles, and here it is. So this is the 4th stage of the sock, and the sock pattern is called A Song of Beads and Lace by Sarah Bordelon. And like I said in my first episode, I just love this pattern. It's got beads, it's got just enough of lace. I thoroughly enjoyed putting on the beads. I think this was the 3rd pair I used beads in, and I'm really happy with my choice of yarn. This is Handu Cashmere sock yarn, so Handu. This is reversed, I think. You can see it reversed too. I don't know how to fix it. Anyway, so cashmere sock yarn, it's 80% merino, 10% cashmere and 10% polyamide, and it's very soft. And with this, it's just like icing on the cake for this pattern. So these will be my deluxe socks. They fit me really well. I'm gonna use them in the best festivities. I don't know what. We have a couple of parties coming up. Maybe the weather will allow me to wear woolen socks. We'll see. Anyway, so this is stage 4 and my first finished object, which I'm really happy with. And my second one is the 5th stage of tour de sock. I knew in beforehand that we'd need 2 colors, and color work isn't my thing at all. I'm a tight knitter, I told you that in my first episode, and if you knit tightly, well, you just can't do it when you're using multiple colors because of the floats of the yarn. And I was just, well, I entered this tour de sock to see new patterns, try new things, maybe learn new techniques, and just go out of my own comfort zone. So yeah, 2 colors, bring it on. I had chosen Handu yarn for that too. That's not the cashmere base, it's the basic sock base, basic sock base. 25% wool and 25% no 25% nylon, 75% wool. And so the pattern for the stage 5 was called Six Tastes by Kristen Morganti, and it's Mosaic. And here's my pair. I'm not very proud, but I did finish in time. So Mosaic, something I've never ever done before. It's color work where you use just one color at a time, and then the next row will be in the other color. So that helps it a little maybe, but doesn't make it any more tidy, as you can see. So I was all consciously trying to knit loosely all the time when I was knitting these. I was knitting them inside out because that's something a trick I had heard somewhere, that you put the sock inside out and then you knit from the inner circle, and that way the floats of the yarn won't get as tight as they might if they were on the inner circle. Does that make any sense? Anyway, the pattern had 4 charts, 2 for these side panels. They're mirror images of each other. Nothing too difficult, but yeah, I made some mistakes. I can't be bothered about that. And then there were this front panel of the sock, and then another one for the back of the sock, and this runs through the heel and the sole of the foot of the sole of the foot, yes. And for the gussets you used, alternating the colors. You made increases, and it wasn't, in a way, it wasn't that difficult. I could understand the principle of it. You pick your main color, you knit some of the stitches, and then you slip the others, and then you take the other yarn, this contrasting color, and you knit some of the stitches and you slip others. Pretty straightforward, but yeah, not my favorite thing. So the Handu yarn I used is in colorway called Mr. Sandman, and my contrasting color is Drops Fable or Fabel, I think it's pronounced. Just a burgundy. I don't remember. It's a number for the color. But yeah, I pushed through. When I put my finished photos in the finished objects thread in Ravelry for the competition, I wrote, in Finland we have this thing called sisu, perseverance or dedication or something like that, and that's the only thing that made me finish these socks. Because I am, when it comes to it, I can be a bit pig-headed. So it was 11 o'clock the previous night when I finished these, and 8 o'clock the next morning they released the new pattern. Okay, then for the last stage, for this stage number 6, I had purchased some yarn, Handu yarn, in some sort of orange color. I can't remember the name right now because I don't have it here. I was spending a week with my mom and dad out there, place, and I had totally ignored that the sixth stage would begin while I was there, and it just dawned on me, like on Wednesday evening or sometime during Wednesday. Oh no, the next stage is tomorrow and I don't have yarn for it. Luckily enough, Järvenpää, the place where I was staying, has a really good local yarn store. It's not a huge one, but they have a lot of different great yarn, and they also have Handu yarn. So I was walking the dog on Wednesday, and I went to the store, and was a hassle with my dog, and I had only taken 20 euros with me to get some yarn, and I just picked one yarn. Yeah, I like this color. Yeah, I'm gonna take this. Yeah, bye. And in the evening, when I had finished the fifth pair and posted the photos and everything, I took the skein that I had bought earlier that day, and I had my son hold up the skein, or Hank, or whatever it's called, and started winding it into a ball. I don't have a ball winder at home, nor did I have one at my mom and dad's. And as I was, making the balls, this feels really thick. This really, this yarn feels thick. And well, I couldn't just, leave it there. I had to make the ball. I had to wind the rest of the yarn. And after that, I looked at the tag a bit more closely and noticed that, yeah, well, it's not fingering weight. This is the color I had picked. So this is a stash enhancement, albeit a mistake. This is really nice color. It's sort of a salmon, maybe quite dark salmon. I don't know its name. It's in the basic sock base, so it's 25% nylon, 75% wool, but it's sports weight. Idiot. So I had an extra yarn, but not a yarn for the stage that would begin on the next morning at 8 a.m. So I had some stuff to do in the morning, but then so it was maybe around 11 a.m. or something. I went to the store again, said, oh, sorry, wrong yarn. Well, I kept this one, of course, because it was my mistake, and I had already wound it into a ball. And I chose another one. I had my purse with me, so I could buy any price yarn I wanted. So I chose the Cashmere sock yarn base again because it's really nice, really soft. And since I had already seen the pattern, I wanted to have a brown, some sort of brown color. So this is my sixth pair, and this is the color I have. I was searching the internet, and I guess this color is called Earnest Bitter Brown. So it's Handu Cashmere sock. 80% merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% polyamide. And this is fingering weight. Good. All right. Okay. So the pattern for this one is called Entanglements. It's by Shayla Morgan. As you can see, it's a cable pattern. It's a toe-up sock. So this is the first one for me. I'd never made a toe-up sock before. They had it in the pattern that you could use Judy Beck's magic cast on, and I just looked at a tutorial on YouTube and it was pretty straightforward. So this is the starting point. So yeah, it's nice and neat. There was nothing to it, albeit that I knit with DPNs, so the first couple of rows were a bit tricky, but you know, once you got past it, it was pretty straightforward. And then you had the ribbing, and you have 7 ridges here, and it was an 8-row motif, where you rolled the dice to determine, you rolled it 3 times to determine which 3 vines would shift from one place to another, and then you flipped a coin or something to determine whether it was going to be left or right. So other than that, it was just plain cables, but that's why they are random. And it was fun to make. It was fun to knit. The heel was, of course, something new to me because I haven't done a toe up before. You had increases and some sort of a enlargement or something. I don't remember. And then just the heel flap wasn't difficult at all. Pretty straightforward. I used the basic slip stitch heel. You could have chosen to do Io Partridge, but I figured that if these socks were good for my son, I might give them to him. This is a size small, but as it happens, they are a bit big for me, and my size is 38 European. His foot is a bit smaller than mine, so they won't be for him either. We'll see who gets them. My husband's is a lot bigger, so they won't fit him. For the cast off, they had Jenny's super stretchy cast off mentioned in the pattern, and yeah, they have a lot of tutorials on YouTube, and I tried it. Yeah, it's stretchy, but as you can see, it's not nice when it's not on. I mean, it doesn't matter when you put the sock on because you can't see it, but like this, when you don't have them on your feet, it looks a bit stupid. But it's neat. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Just that it doesn't pull the ribbing in enough. Whatever. So 6th pair, stage 6, done. Water sock. The end. It's been fun, and yes, we've had different patterns. I've tried different things, and I'm really happy I entered. Out of the 6 pairs I've made, 2 are, well, like the Mosaic one. For the Mosaic one, yeah, I'm probably gonna wear them. It's 2 yarns. I guess it's gonna be warm, and we do get very cold weather in the winter, so yeah, sure, at home, why not? But I can't say that I'm pleased with them, nor am I pleased with the diamond things on stage 3. I will not wear them. But the first one was alright. The second one, the second pair pattern by Heidi Nick, was a beautiful pattern, but I made them too big, so I will re-knit them. Maybe that's the next project I'm gonna make, because I want to have them. So that's alright. Fourth one was the beads. Love, love, love. And the last one is all right. It's a bit too big for me, so I'll probably just give them to somebody who has a bit bigger foot than I do. Maybe European size 39 or 40. We'll see. Okay, so that's my finished objects. 3 pairs of socks in 3 weeks. Yes, I have started the fourth stage socks when I last recorded, so maybe it's more like 2 pairs and a half, whatever. My current work in progress, the one that I have worked on during this time, these 3 weeks, is my shawl. I'm in the middle of a row, sorry. So this is a test knit I'm doing for somebody. This is where I was 3 weeks ago, and it's really difficult to show, especially since it's mid-row. So this is where it starts, the middle part. Then we have stripes, this lace part, stripes, another lace parts, and then we have stripes again. This will be a triangular shawl when I finish it. The yarn I'm using is Hedgehog Fibres sock yarn. This color is Rusty Nail, and this one is Monarch. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be a nice shawl for fall, cooling fall nights. I don't know. And it's a really nice pattern, and I'm sure that once the designer releases it, I will link it somewhere. Of course, put it in my projects. This is already in my projects, but I don't have any links for the pattern. So this is coming along. I'm trying to finish this stripy part today in order to be able to tell the designer how much yarn I have used so far. But that's when I go back home. So it's starting to rain. Great. Okay. So that's my work in progress, the one that I have been working on. I had my real verses that I'm making in my first episode. I haven't done anything for them now. So that's just in status quo. But what will I do now that the tour de sock is over? Oh, no. Well, reknit the I Remembered It Again socks by Heidinik. That's one. Then I have a lot of leftover yarn for these stages, and I know that many people are making these cozy memories blankets. At the moment, I don't think I will want to make one, but I am planning to make a shawl, Tour de Sock 2016 shawl or something. I have the pattern with me. I'm sitting on it. Sorry. So this is the pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's called Butterfly. Oh no, you can't see it. Butterfly, fly tail, scarves, and wraps. So you have different versions. I'm not sure how these hooks are gonna look after you've blocked and started using the shawl or scarf, but well, we'll see. I will probably use this pattern for the shawl. And then another thing that I'm going to do that he's planned is now that tour de sock is over. Um, well, luckily, as the Olympic Games are coming or starting on the the 5th of August, maybe. So it's next week. Um, there is this event called Ravelry Games 2016 in Ravelry. So it's in honor of the Olympic Games, and they have these different events there also, and stuff like scarf hockey, whips wrestling, and so forth. You should totally go and check it out if you haven't noticed it already. It looks like a lot of fun. So that's something I do intend to participate in again because it looks so fun. But stash enhancements. So the mistake one with Handu yarn, that's one. And then I have another one which was a total surprise for me. I was working in a dog show last Sunday. I'm a ring steward, and we had a pause in the schedule. I was out of the ring for a while. How do you say that in a politically correct way? I was washing my hands. And when I came back, I saw this pink paper bag waiting for me on the table with my name on it and a tag saying that these were DIY socks. So here it is. They're from local sheep. So local as in about 2 hours north from here. And it's 95% sheep wool and 5% nylon or something. So I have yarn. It's not a soft wow yarn. It's really like, your sturdy basic sock. Oh, what I thought. I mean, I know one of the organizers. She knows I knit, but really, how thoughtful was this? I mean, it's so great. So this is a surprise enhancement to my stash. I keep having to stop my recording because there are people walking in the woods. And come on, who walks in the woods after 8:30 in the evening? I'm just afraid that what will my technology stars be like this evening or tomorrow when I start to try to edit this video, because I had so much troubles and so many problems with it last time I tried. When I did my first episode, that's why it's in 2 parts, and it seems like this one may be in, I don't know, 4 or 5 parts. Sorry, I will really try to glue them together. It's really annoying. So the last part before I go, some podcasts that I wanted to mention, some that were my first ones I ever watched. So a couple of things that were by Finnish podcasters, podcasts in English. The first one I saw was NiinaN, who has some yummy yarn and really nice projects. She's been on a break for a while now, but I just read it in her thread earlier today that she's coming back. She's had some moving houses and stuff like that. So she'll be back. And then another one, a Finnish woman called Hanna. Hanna from Sheep's Alley. Uh, she has a podcast every last Saturday, I think. She records it uh, in a month, so it's a monthly podcast. She has tons of different things. She knits, she crochets, she sews. She's tried some dyeing, spinning. I don't know. You should totally go and check them out. Both of them. They're in English, and if you can speak Finnish or at least understand it, there is Mevi and her podcast. It's in Finnish. It's really fun. She is participating in Dordesok, and her last episodes have been about her knitting, and it's just great how realistic picture she shows to everybody. Like, yeah, it's 3:15 a.m. I'm still knitting these socks. You know, and that's what you do if you really wanna finish them. It's great, really. Then there's Tuin Kutomo with Tui and Lailai, and they have their Etsy shop with some yarn Lailai has dyed and some project bags that Tui has made and stuff like that, and their dogs and such. Uh, that's a fun podcast to look. Um, I think it's every week, more or less every week. And then I have a couple of English podcasts I want to mention. The first one, I think this is the first English speaking or English, not non-Finnish, non not by a Finn. It's difficult. A podcast. It's the knitting type, and Sarah, she is just great. She has really great projects. She has these yummy yarns, and she, as a person, she's just bubbly and funny, and she doesn't take herself too seriously. That's a good thing in a person, and I always enjoy watching her podcasts. And then there is Stringing It Together by Becky. She's an opera singer, and she has these bits where there was one episode where she sang a little. Um, she, the non-knitting part of the podcast are very interesting. When she's, at the moment she's teaching someplace and she's moving to Germany from the US, and wow, it's great to see a person in in a situation in that point of life where everything is more or less scattered around, but ah, so many choices, so many possibilities. Wow, I really wish her well. uh, and then maybe the last one I'm gonna mention is Eric from Sticks Plus Twine, so talking about determination. uh, I watched his first episode where he said that, oh, he just learned to knit a few months ago or something, and then he started to knit all these things like hats and whatnot, and he bought some really really great yarn, and a few episodes along, and then he was talking about maybe he might try um, designing something, and now he's starting a magazine for men's knitting or for menswear that can be knit or whatever. So it's a great progress he's made, and what a courage to have when you do stuff like that. Wow. It sort of brings to my mind my older sister, who was, I think it was when we were still living at home with our parents. She was in high school, I think, and I was in middle school. And she had decided to make a cardigan. She'd found a pattern in a magazine. They had bought some yarn with my mom, and one evening it was just us girls. I have two sisters. We were at home, and our parents were someplace else. And I guess we were watching TV or something, and my older sister, was like, I think, mosquito, I think I might start my cardigan now. So she went and got the yarn, she got the needles, the long ones, and then she got the pattern in front of her, and it was, okay, so how was it that you make the stitches cast on? Because she had forgotten about it. She had made the socks, or at least that we'd make at school. Or I think she made one and mom made the other. Anyway, she had knit before, but she'd forgotten about it, how to make it. But yeah, I showed her how to cast on, and then she started the ribbing, 2x2, knit, knit. Niina, how do you make the wrong as for the purl? Because there in Finnish we have one verb and then a word for knit stitch or purl stitch. So make a knit stitch or make a purl stitch. And she knew how to make a knit stitch, but she'd forgotten about purling. So that was her starting a cardigan, and I showed her how to purl, and she finished the cardigan. Not that evening, of course, but she did it because she had determined to do it. She had decided that yes, I want to make this cardigan. It was out of a mohair yarn. It was really tall, long, and a bit baggy, like it was, in the late 80s. So she did it, and that's a bit like how I imagine Eric. He decided, yeah, I'm gonna start knitting. Yeah, I'll buy good yarn. There aren't that many patterns for men, not the ones that I want to knit. I'll design some. Wow, you just gotta admire that. So thank you. It's been a great pleasure to to watch that progress. Okay, before I get eaten alive by the mosquitoes and before I have to pause the video one last time, I'll try to record maybe in 2 weeks' time. We'll see. Until then, I wish you a very, very nice end of summer, because it's starting to be end of summer here in Finland. And I wish you happy knitting.